Good morning, welcome back to the channel and the second of my road test videos in this, the new model of the Škoda Enyaq 85 Coupe. This video has been made possible thanks to the support of West End Škoda, the main dealer in Edinburgh, Dunfermline and Stirling, who have lent me this car in order to let me do the test. So this morning I will be driving back on the return leg of my trip to Stafford, and I will be undertaking this in weather that's a little better than when I came down. The car is charged to 78%, which is where I charged it to on Friday night on the way down. So without further ado, I'm going to get on the road. I'm travelling with some colleagues. They've set off ahead of me. They've told me they're going to stop at Charnock Richard services. They're in a diesel vehicle, so they don't have to stop. But as I've discussed many times before, you need to stop on long journeys anyway. So I'm going to meet up with them there. If the car needs a charge there, I'll maybe top it up for 5 minutes or so. If not, I'll probably just carry on and go straight up to Carlisle and charge at the Ionity chargers there. Okay, so a quick update on the progress. My colleagues decided not to stop at Charnock Richard. They've carried on to Lancaster. It's now coming up for 12:30, and they've just arrived ahead of me at Lancaster. I'm going to stop there. The car is at, well, it's showing 44% on the dash. Actual state of charge according to car scanner is 47.6. It's got 109 miles left showing on the range. And I'm in two minds about whether or not I actually charge here at Lancaster. I think not. I'm going to carry on without charging. I'm going to stop here for some food and then I will charge, because these ones are expensive. I'll charge at Ionity when I get to Carlisle, which is in 78 miles. I've just changed the destination to Ionity Carlisle. So that's 77 miles away. I'll arrive there with 12%. That's all fine. And I'll just actually have this stop here at Lancaster and I will eat, but the car will not need a charge. Now, if I was in my Enyaq 60, I would probably charge here, yeah. Anyway, pulling in at Lancaster services, but not for charging, because it's 79 pence per kilowatt hour here, and if I go to Ionity at Carlisle it is 55, so that makes quite a difference. Right, lunch has been eaten. Just a quick update on the stats so far. 1 hour 41 expired so far, 94 miles, 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour. Like I say, I've not bothered to charge here at Lancaster because I've got enough charge to get to Ionity, and at 79 pence per kilowatt hour. These are quite expensive units. Lots of them there though, so that's always good to see, and plenty availability. Just one other thing I forgot to add is that quite often I see people say that batteries will have warmed up because people have been driving for a while. So obviously I've been driving for 1 hour 44 minutes and the battery now is 13 degrees. The ambient temperature outside is 12 degrees. Therefore you can see that the battery isn't heating up at all. Obviously in this car I can precondition the battery. If I charge to 100%, it says it's got half an hour needed to warm the battery up to 85 kilowatts. I've triggered the battery preconditioning manually because it says it needs about 20 minutes to warm up, and we are less than 20 minutes from the Ionity chargers and it hadn't triggered it automatically. I may not have selected something in the options, I'm not sure, I don't know if you're required to actually configure that manually. Anyway, I have triggered it manually because I want to get as quick a charge and get back on the road as soon as I possibly can. It's telling me that I need to charge there for 12 minutes, so it's 13 minutes away now. and it will take me 12 minutes to actually charge, which is barely enough time to get out, have a leg stretch and go to the toilet. In terms of efficiency, car has done 156 miles so far. We started, if I remember correctly, on 78%. It's 2 hours 37 minutes, and it's averaged 3.5, just dropped down to 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. So in this sort of weather, also I should say, I've put it into economy mode, and I've turned the heating right down, turned it to low with aircon off, because it's a very nice day, and it's actually too warm with the heating on, so I've just turned it right down to basically a fresh air setting, and that is quite enough for me. So yeah, 3.4 miles per kilowatt hour. I've never actually tried that low setting on my car on a long trip, because it's something I only discovered recently via one of the Facebook groups for the Enyaq. So I'm not quite sure how this would compare. Either way, and in this particular car with this size of battery, I probably would say you don't need to specify the heat pump, because you have got enough range there, enough capacity that you can kind of offset it. In the 60, probably you do, and I think the 60 with a heat pump closes the gap in terms of what the car can cover in range between the 60 and the bigger battery versions of the car. But yeah, I don't think if I was configuring an 85 that I would specify £1,000 extra for a heat pump. The other thing I haven't particularly missed is the head-up display that I have in my own car. I do like it, and if it was available I would have it, but as I say, they've turned it into, from a £600 option into a £2,100 package that comes with a few other things. So yeah, I probably wouldn't specify that either. So in other words, this is the standard edition model. There's nothing extra being configured on this car, and it is, yeah, it's well equipped. It's got the Matrix headlights, it's got the powered tailgate, it's got wireless charging on the phone. These are all things I don't have in my car. There's a lot of shiny gloss plastic. My car doesn't have all this shiny gloss piano black plastic, but yeah, you could live with that. It's a really, really good package. It really is. Yeah, we're almost at the Ionity chargers now at Carlisle, just in here on the right at Starbucks. The optimization, it says 109 kilowatts. So let's see how realistic that is. What is it going to come up with? The car is now down at 13%, which is showing us 35 miles left on the range estimate. Just to give you a bit of a closer up view of the charging, it's now charging, it's speeding up, it's charging at 136 kilowatts. So obviously as the battery just warms up a little bit more, 136, it just speeds up a little bit. Charge for another 7 minutes, then I will arrive back at the garage with 9%. What I'm going to do is charge for maybe another 15 minutes and then just give myself a little bit of an extra margin. Okay, did a double check there on the charger as I was unplugging. I charged for a total of 21 minutes, added 44 kilowatts. So yeah, the much flatter charging curve as well as the preconditioning really make this car so much better than the first generation Enyaq. I'm very pleased with my car, I really am, but this charging experience is so much better. All I can hope for is that at some stage Škoda will enable the battery preconditioning on the 60 kilowatt hour car, or even all the older cars, frankly, all the 60s and 80s, because the battery heater is built into the car. I can trigger it manually using OBD11, but it's so much easier just to be able to press it on here. So, at journey's end, I am back at Livingston. I'm going to be too late to make it back to West End Garage tonight because they close at 5 on a Sunday. So I'm going to take this back to them tomorrow morning. Once again, thank you very, very much to West End Garage for letting me borrow this car, make this video. Really have enjoyed it. It's been a total of 258 miles. We have had a headwind the whole way. The fuel economy or the efficiency, 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. We've averaged 57 miles per hour, so it's been sitting at 70. But obviously there's a few places where there were traffic restrictions, 60 miles per hour. So it's a total of 4 hours and 34 minutes. As I said, I was traveling with some colleagues who were in a diesel vehicle, and they stopped in pretty much the same places that I did. In terms of, I said I would look at the battery temperature. It was up at, what, 35, 36 degrees, I think, from memory, when I left Carlisle. So the car has been cooling the battery. It's now down at 19 degrees. So as you can see, I've driven since I last charged, that was 1 hour 43. So if anyone thinks that driving for a period of time at high speed, and I've been driving at the speed limit on the motorway, anyone thinks that that heats your battery up, it doesn't. Not an issue on this car, because if I need to charge the battery, I can warm it just by pressing a button. Package though, this is the it's pretty much the standard kind of spec you get on the Skoda Enyaq in the UK for the 85, and it's the edition model. It's got some really nice additions. The one thing I would say on the inbuilt sat nav, I mean, I've used it exclusively this weekend. It's been really, really good. On my car, when you are just driving along with the map on display, you can see just at the standard zoom the charging stations available around about you. I said on the way down in my last video that you couldn't see them, they weren't very obvious. When you actually zoom right in, then the charging stations do become visible and they're available, or their availability is on show. That's not on display the whole time. It's a cracking car. The whole package is phenomenal, and the charge curve, so that the charge starts faster and remains faster until a very high state of charge, is it's a real game changer. It's very, very good. So in conclusion, this is a cracking car, really great package. Would miss if I had one of these, the head-up display. I really do like that feature on my car, but as I say, it's a £2,100 package nowadays, or it's part of a package, and I wouldn't miss it that much. The heat pump, when I was driving on my way down to Stafford, it was 3-4 degrees. Yeah, the efficiency was quite poor. I think I was down at 2.9 miles per kilowatt hour at one point, and my car would normally deliver about 3.6, 3.7 on this trip. Having said that, on the way back, we've been in the face of a headwind. It's been 9.5, 10, 12 degrees, so it's not cold, and we're back up to 3.5. So the heat pump's £1,000 option. I would say on a 60, I would definitely want the heat pump, but in this car, because it's got the bigger battery, the range is that much greater, you could probably get away with a drop in efficiency in the colder weather. Unless you do a really, really high mileage, that £1,000 buys an awful lot of electricity. So thanks again to West End Garage. They're an absolutely cracking dealership. Edinburgh, Stirling and Dunfermline. They haven't paid me to do this. I have just bought cars from them for a number of years now, and they very kindly offered to lend me this car in order to bring you this video. Thanks to them. Thanks to you for watching. If there's anyone who's got any questions about the Enyaq generally, or this 85 in particular, put them in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.